Hello WGT players, Clint here again with another video, and this time around I'm going to play Merion back 9 and give you some tricks uh, by the trade for playing this course. I know, not Merion. Yep, I really don't mind playing Merion. There's a lot of people that hate it, and there's people that don't even like saying the word Merion. But if you play it like you do in real life, instead of just knocking the ball down in the fairway and go from there, you need to really, on your drives on some of these holes, you need to be, pay attention to where you want to put it for your next shot. And, little tricks you can do with this. So I'll go ahead and play Merion. I'll do it in regular score mode, not practice mode. So it's not, it's regular play. Of course, I'll be on the championship tees and 13 speed greens because I'm playing on the back tees. Now on the first hole, or 10, I guess first hole of the back 9, if it's the back pin, unless it's a good right to left tailwind, I don't even go for it. Because, there's people out there that, they try to go for the pin because they want to get that eagle. They don't really want that eagle. Well, a lot of times that eagle can turn into a double bogey because you screw up on your drive, or you hit the tree, or your drive goes longer or shorter. I mean, it's best just to lay up. And what I do when I lay up, I go for either the middle of the green or the middle of the fairway. For me, it's about 278 yards. And then if it's the fairway, I'll just punch it up to her, or if it happens to land on the green, I'll just use my green wedge and wedge it up to the back pin. I never go for the back pin unless it's a good, like this wind right here. If it's the back pin, I wouldn't go for it. Now, if it was probably 50% or 45 or 30, if it's below 50%, I'd probably go for it because it'd be a good left to right or right to left turn. But if this is back pin, I wouldn't go for it. I'd probably go for the middle of the green and at least get a birdie. Because a birdie's better than a double bogey or a bogey if you try for an eagle. Of course, isn't here a front pin, of course, I'll definitely go for it. Like about 3 wood. That's nothing. If I change my clubs or if I change my shot, I don't know if it's happened to other people, but for some reason, sometimes the game, even though I change the clicker one time, it says 3 wood, the game, for some reason, thinks I still got my driver or whatever club the caddy gives you. So I always multiple click when I change my club or if I change my shot, just to make sure the game knows that I change clubs or change shots. That's just me. So this should be fairly close. No heartbeat but made the green. Good old 3 wood. Sometimes it goes the opposite direction of the wind. I'm on the green, so I got a 2 putt for a birdie. Up the hill. Let me try, let's see something here. Now on the wedge, on the front pin, of course, if y'all have not seen my video about green wedges, basically you just take the yardage, double it, and then it depends on what type of green it is, on how much you give. But on this here, on 13 speed green, of course it's 12 or 24.4 yards because you double it. And on this one, I add 8% because of the uphill of it. Just got to get that hill. And let me look at the break here. I put it about, it's got the wind blowing that away, so. Yeah, right there. So, for my 60 wedge, 24, it's about 49%, so add 8 to that, about 57. So about 59. Okay. And there's a birdie. At least you start out with a birdie anyway. Now on hole 2, a lot of people do a full shot on this. Sometimes I'll do a punch, especially on a tailwind, because sometimes on tailwinds it gets down here and it rolls. But on this one here, I do have an aim spot for this one too. And my aim spot is 270 yards and 36 down, so 270 and a 10-mile-an-hour straight headwind. So it's about 277 yards I need to hit to get that 270. It's about 95% driver punch full back. The reason I started doing a punch on this is because a lot of times you use a 3-wood. And if y'all know how 3-woods act sometimes, they're very finicky. So I started doing the punch because punches on your driver and even punches on your 3-wood, if it happens to be a 3-wood, doesn't do crazy things in the air like just a regular 3-wood full shot. So I do my punch straight wind, I'll just leave it there in the middle of the green, about 95% full back. Should get around 270 plus or minus, 5 yards. Not going to be exact, I just want to be safe. 271. Okay, 96 yards, still about 95% headwind now, so I'll move it over just a smidgen probably. For about, can't quite see the dots there. There we go. About right there. Fishing wedge. Now my fishing wedge, if I hit about 90% into a headwind, I usually go 1 or 2 clicks up. Now I'm hitting this about 91. So I might go, I'll go 2 clicks up. No boom boom. Yeah, little long, little doggy. Okay, so we got 8.6 and 1.3 down. Look at the old dots, moving slow. Yeah. That speed. There we go. Okie dokie. Alrighty, now hole 12. Now here's a trick here. Normally people just, what I used to do was I'd go, I think it was 275, maybe 280, just lay up there and then, go to the green. But on this one here, I'll do the draw fade shot. I aim it into this bunker here. If the wind is going at a good left, right, then on this one I'll go full back because you'll get more distance. If it's going anything else than that, I'll go ahead and go, well, if it's going flat, or I'm sorry, if it's going straight at me, I'll go flat on this here. But anyway, I'll hit it about, the opposite flop line. And if anybody hadn't seen my fade and draw video, y'all can go check that out on my page. But this will turn around and get a little closer to the green. So instead of back here where I used to be, now I'm a little bit further up. Already 108, 15 up, a tail or a headwind, about 45%, 13 mile an hour. Now on this here, I will either hit it half back or flat. I never go full back on this. If nobody knows, everybody says my game is full of BS because I'm always backspinning, full backspin, half backspin. I'm always backspinning, but this in here, I'll either go half back or hitting flat. If one of my clubs hitting flat, if I have to hit it like 98 or 99% to 100%, I'll go ahead and use that. If I'm below 98% on a flat, then I'll go ahead and put some back on it, at least, half back. And just thinking the wind here. Here, 2 squares over. And I'll go another quarter because you know how this runs down to the right. So I'll use my pitching wedge, half back. Need a boom boom. A little high. Already. Let's check out the old putt. 4.6, 2.9 down. On the putting, like I mentioned in one of my videos, don't know which one, I pretty much do feel on the putts. I figure how hard I need to hit it, but then reading the dots, I normally just do it by feel. That'll be one click in. A half square. I always go with my gut. Let's see if I can't. I know I can't hit it very hard. Now I should. Yep, I should have went and I should have took that dot off. Went in one more circle. Well, let's not just slam this one in. Hole 13, par 3. 126, 2 down. Got 11 mile an hour wind, tailwind about, say 9%. Go the right direction. There we go. No trick on this one. This is regular old, just figure it and hit it. Not too much back on that. Okay. Got 9.6 and 0.6 down. Slow dots again. But they're mostly speedy in the middle. This snake moving. There we go. Alrighty, hole number 14. Now this one here, I thought about it, but I decided not to on doing the fade draw, which would mean I'd hit it here on the flop line, because the fairway is so far away, and it would really kill your distance. I mean, you got to hit, 228 just to get to the fairway. I don't want to be back here somewhere. So I just go ahead, and if anybody, I've got a video about how to aim your ball on high winds. If you want to look at that, it's on my page, to show you how you can aim your winds, like if you're side wind 35 mile an hour, how to aim them on your drive. That's pretty much what I do on this one. It's a pretty much straight side wind, maybe 5% tailwind push up. And of course my driver goes 325, so I'm going to go ahead and call that a straight side wind. So I put it 325, and it's 22 up. So that knocks about 7 yards off. So I put it at 317, and then of course now I got to think about the wind. I'll probably move it. Well, I'll be safe, just put it on the edge here. And of course I give it full back so it won't bounce or roll.
That's in the garden spot.
Oh, 318, okay, that's off my yard. I hate this hole. Well, because it does weird things a lot. But anyway, I just try to get as close as I can. 168, 22 up. 10 mile an hour tailwind, about 75%. So I have a hard time figuring out the wind on this. Don't try 1.5. Squares. I'll go to my 5-iron. It's about 94%. Look at that. My arrow right there, I got no wind. That happens on this hole a lot of times. I get 0 wind. It landed right where my arrow was pointing. Okay. We had an interesting putt. 18.1 foot, 2-3 down. Okay. Well, that's got at least a square. square and a half. Oh, almost. Okay, good old 15. Now, also this one, like that other one, I used to have a target shot on this one, but like for instance here on the tailwind, I was cheating myself out of a lot of yardage. So I went ahead and went to the the wind aim thing that I do, and with the 325 yards, but it's a tailwind about 50, yeah, I'll say 55%, 13 mile an hour, so about 7. I'll add about 5 yards, 330. That's 15 feet up. Turn back 5 yards. Right there. Throw back. I want to hit a little early, not a little late, but I might be okay. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, wow.
That's a huge drive.
340. A WGT gift. I was hoping they had the front pin here. Of course, the one time I'm doing a video, they got the frickin' back pin. I was wanting to do the front pin to show you. Of course, normally, if it says the front pin, of course, I do my 64 wedge, or I might do a punch. Of course, you got the slope right here, the false front. You definitely want to give top. You don't want to go flat. Even you want to do some top. So it's even though it's a crazy putt, it's better to be a little long than short. But if you are short, I was going to be short on purpose. It's an easy pitch if you're right here on the bottom on the fairway. Pretty much, if it's for me on my 60-yard club, my 64 wedge, if it's 5 yards, I'll do a flat punch. A flat pitch at 50%. 7 yards, it'll be 55%. About every 2 yards, I add 5% on flat pitches. But normally it rolls down to about I think 5 yards, as close as I've had it. I might have been 8 or 9 at one time, but usually 5 to 7 yards is how far it'll roll down from the pin on the fairway. So 5 yards, 50% flat pitch. 7 yards, I do a 55% flat pitch, and usually it goes right in the hole if I aim it correctly. If not, it does go the distance of the hole. But of course, it's got the back pin. All right, but I can show you this here on my 64 wedge or my 60-yard club. Whenever I do my aiming and it's an up elevation, I only use half that elevation because you get so much height with that club, you don't need to do the full elevation. You just do the half of it. Now, if the elevation was down, I would go ahead and use the full elevation. But if it's up elevation, I'd only go half. So instead of going, go 58 yards, 13 mile an hour tailwind, that's looking like about 75%. And instead of going 10 foot, I'd go 5 foot. And that comes up to about 58 yards. And once again on this back pin here, you'll also want to give some type of top. You don't want to hit it flat. Because if you're a little short, you got a hill right there, it will back up. So you want to give it a little bit of top. Just figuring how much wind I want to move over. About 3/4. Okay, but you want to give it some type of top. So I'll go ahead and give it full top. 95% full top for me is 59, so I'll go about 94% full top. Don't want to hit it late though. Okay, not pretty much a distance, 59, but I don't know if I mentioned it, but my recording program I use sometimes makes my meter skip, and it just did that. Alrighty. Well, let's see here. 10.3, 1.5 up. And speedy dots. Let's see what this does. Look at that full square. There we go. All right. Sometimes my putter saves my backside. All right, hole 16. I do have a target spot for this, and I use a punch, unless the only time I'll give it all I got is if we have a 50% tailwind. That's the only time, because of the slant right here in this little skinny green. That's the only time I'll go for it, if there's a 50% left to right wind. Other than that, I will lay up 300 yards. Well, my target is 300 yards and 36 up. And of course I want to go for the wind. And I do a punch once again. Unless there's just a real strong headwind, I'll do a full shot. But if not, I'll do a punch. Like I said, even if I change my style, I still multiple click it to make sure this daggum game knows I change shots. Well, let me lie here for a second. I'm thinking I can do a full shot. Full back. That's about 96%. Should give me right for real close. Let me move it a little bit more though, because I'm doing a full shot. Done a punch. Well, looky there. Yeah. Well, anyway, 40, 50. So 118 for some with a straight side wind. One down. Now on 30 or 40, 50, the one good thing about the auto caddy is 9 times out of 10, if you use the club it gives you and you go full back, you should be okay. with the roll, but there's a lot of junk between me and the pin there, so I'm not going to use the 9-iron. I'd rather be long than short. So I'm going to stick with 118 as my distance I want to hit. And let's go ahead and go 150. Pull back and move it over to the square. Whoops, wrong direction. Down, not up. Could have went 7-iron. Or, yeah, 7-iron. Well, this is Merion. Okay, got a little uphill putt here. I have to look at these dots, I guess. I can't see diddly squat this way. So let's see. I might just leave it in the hole and just worry about the distance, because these dots ain't really down here. You're going to have to hit it so hard, and it's uphill. All the way it's uphill. So these dots right here is not really going to affect it much. Now once it gets up here it might. So like I said, I'm more worried about distance. So I'm just going to look at the upper part here. So I'll move it a square over. And my calculation says to hit it 75 feet, but with the 100 meter, I'm not going to hit it 75 feet. I'll probably hit it 70. Yeah, I'll hit 70. Hey, I'll take that. 3.4 feet. I'll take that from that distance. Alright, got away with a par. Alrighty, good old 17, one of the hardest par threes on this game. It's 239, 19 down. It's got the straight side wind, 12 mile an hour. Not using my 3-wood, I know that much. I'm thinking flat 3-iron should work on this, because 235 is the distance that I'm needing to hit, and you add 5 yards to your tee. If nobody knows, if you're teeing off, whatever the distance is, you add the tee gives you 5 yards because you're not hitting off the fairway, so you're not getting the friction of the fairway. So with not being on the fairway and being on the tee, that gives you an extra 5 yards. So my 225 should go 230, plus my ball is 5.8 distance. So I'm thinking hitting it flat, or should be real close to the 235. Figure my wind. I'll probably go 4 3/4, but I'm hitting it flat, so I'm going to take a square off for that. So I'll go 3 3/4. I'll go 3.5. All right, let's see how much I can screw up this shot. I hit it early. That's not good. At least give me the second tier. All right, on the second tier. It's not bad for hitting it early. Oh, come on down there, little doggy. Alrighty, this ought to be an interesting putt. Well, that's 24.9, 6.9 down. Okay. Yep, got that valley right there. It's going to screw me up. Well, I mean, it'll be real close or real far away. Real close. Well, I'll take a birdie on this hole anytime, especially with off missed dinging like I did with the wind. I'm surprised it didn't go that, didn't go further to the left. Okay, final hole. I'm not doing that bad. I'm in Merion. I have no bogeys, 4 birdies. Been better, been worse. Alrighty. Isn't here nothing special. Just griffer and riffer. Tailwind. But this, of course, fairway does lean to the left, and the wind's going to the left, so you probably want to aim it, at least right center. And also on my drives, on regular drives with my driver, tailwinds, I always go what I call 2 clicks back, which is that first dimple there. And of course, flat on headwinds. But if there's danger ahead, then of course I'll go full back defending. But on normal, I have nothing in my way. Tailwinds, I'll go 2 clicks back, which is that first dot right there. Headwinds, I'll go flat. Ding, 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 ding. Crushed it. I know I had the dummy on. Hello, dummy. Haven't heard you all day. And see, I can kick to the left like crazy. And I had that way over there, and now I'm way over here. So now you got to think about that fairway, especially when a strong right to left wind. You probably want to aim into the rough, but I was aiming here, and I'm over here. And that was just, 2 clicks back, not a whole lot of backspin. So you got to put that in consideration too, or with any fairway that slants. You put that in consideration. If the fairway slants the same direction the wind's going, it's going to give you twice the, the curve. Because once it lands, it's going to keep going that direction and bounce that direction. So just simple physics. But anyway, you got 165, 7 up. Now on the back pin here, because the back pin's about right there, from here back, it goes back. It's uphill to about right here. And if anybody's played this hole, if it goes fast here, you're always roll back here to either the fringe or the rough. So uh, you want to, no matter what, you want to put full back on this hole, especially on the right or left pin because of the backspin here. Or, I mean, the backspin. Because of the slope here where it starts sloping from about right here all the way to the back. And same thing for the front. Like I said earlier, my game's full of VS because I do a lot of backspinning, be it quarter or half or quarter or full back. So let's see here, 165, 9 tailwind, about 55%. Yeah, 55%. Excuse me. More than 1.5. About almost 1.25 or 1.75. That should work. I think I gotta worry about pulling a pin. I'm not going to get that close. At 95%. See what happens. No boom boom. Man, look at that. No wind. Okay. WGT, the most realistic golf game out there. Yeah, it's a fun game. Anyway, got 11.1 and 1.3 down. That's 7.5 feet power. Basically, what on my putts, what I do here, like I said, I do it by sight. But basically, what I'm doing is I'm looking at this side here. If just say if I left the pin, left it in the pin, where would this ball end up? I know people probably saying, "Well, duh, that's every foot," but that's basically what I do. And every far over here, I need to go where I think the ball will end up. Of course, I move it, the opposite direction on this side, and I click a lot of times because to me, the first 25-30%, it gives me the beat, the feeling of the putt. Um, I gave it too much. Oh well, -4 at Merion's not too shabby. No bogeys. That's a good thing. Anyway, there's Merion back 9. Like I said, uh, yes, it's a hard course, but it gets easier if you think about your shot, where you want it to be. Uh, don't just try like hole 10. Don't try for that eagle every time because usually a lot of times the eagles turn into bogeys or double bogeys. Just get the ball in the fairway. If you got the back pin, get the ball in the fairway or the green. Where you don't hit the trees, and then do a punch from the fairway or a green wedge from the green, and make a 97-90% birdies on it that way. And starting out with a birdie is a lot better than starting out with a bogey or a double bogey on Merion back 9 or Merion front 9 or any front 9 or back 9. So just thought I'd do this video to give you little tricks to a couple of the holes that you probably don't know about. and just you gotta think about your next shot. Don't just think about your first shot. Think about your first shot as in where do I want it for my second shot, and think about what type of green it is. There's a slope like this in here. The slope's pretty much right to left. The wind going right to left. You need to move it further to the right because it's going to slope a lot more or roll a lot more. And it's just it's a thinking course. You have to think. You can't just griff it and riff it on this one here. So that's it. I do appreciate. I know it's a long video, but it's 9 holes of me telling you what I do and everything. But it's Merion back 9. I might do other courses later. I don't know. Probably will. Might do Olympic. There's some tricks in Olympic. But if you got any questions or comments, or if you the hole or a course you'd like to see me play that you just can't figure out, throw it in the comments. That's what I'm here for, trying to help everybody out. Alrighty. I do appreciate you watching my video, and y'all have an awesome day.